This video is brought to you by Grand Gamers Guild. Woof! If you were to cut me open right now, all that would ooze out of my body would be high fructose corn syrup and booze. Just try being a person with zero impulse control over the festive period. The fact that you can see my slab of a head without my jowls spilling over the edge of the frame is a testament to wide-angle lenses. But you're not here to hear me moan about excessive weight gain though, so let's get on to the subject of this video. I can't tell you whether 2023 was a good year for games or not. I avoided most of the big ones this year, like Ticket to Ride Legacy. People say it's great, it's just that Legacy games make me want to yank my own eyes out. And I am truly sick of this parade of over-fiddly, over-long Euro games. In this baroque age of tabletop games, it's such a joy to play something that holds simplicity at its core. That doesn't mean that the games are simple, but that anything extraneous has been whittled away and all that's left is what is required to make the game great. Thankfully, there are still loads of game makers that hold to that principle. Games create a unique type of joy that is independent from other art forms. A great game is not a novel or a symphony, though games can inspire that kind of elation. They can be as transformative as a wonderfully wrought sentence or a high C in just the right place, and the best ones do that simply and economically. This is what my 5 picks have in common: economy of design. There is no flab hanging over the waistbands of these games. All 5 of these games know exactly what they're going for and achieve it with aplomb. Alright, enough of my warbling, let's get on to the games. This game should have been shite. When you take something that thrives in a long form and shrink it down, it always ends up shite, especially 4X games. Their USP is their length. Last Light works though, brilliantly. This is a 4X experience in 60-ish minutes, and I emphasise the word experience here. This gives you the flavour of a 4X game. It attempts to be a complement to its bigger cousins. This is the game you play when you don't have the time to really tuck into something huge like Eclipse. This game is so meticulously designed. The simultaneous action selection is brilliant. The combat system is sleek and unobtrusive. It gets you into the action quickly and keeps you holding precariously onto the edge of your seat. What is really so admirable about Last Light, though, is that it's a clever concept that's executed really well. This doesn't feel like a first design, but the work of a seasoned game designer. This is a game that has all of the crash, bang and wallop of an Ameritrash game without the rules bloat. Fundamentally, Last Light is loads of fun, in a manageable amount of time. Get on this one. Probably my highlight of Essen 2023, I was really looking forward to this one as it's from Paolo Mori, who is one of the best designers out there. He's able to wring brilliantly profound gameplay out of the fewest of rules. Match of the Century is no exception. Games should be fun, but fun comes in many varieties, and Match of the Century is fun that comes in the form of deliberation and thought. There is no jumping around like a muppet here. This is the kind of game where its challenge drenches your cerebrum in loads of wonderful chemicals, and you come out at the end with a feeling of warmth that a really good game gives you. I cannot emphasise enough though that this is not a game of chess. You assume the role of either Bobby Fischer or Boris Spassky fighting over the 1972 World Chess Championship, and it is your job to manage your mental stamina as well as the games of chess themselves. This is done with a super simple and devilishly clever card game that pits you against your opponent and leaves you guessing and second-guessing their strategies. This is a game that is stylishly designed, and from that rigour comes tense and satisfying gameplay. Also, this may sound facile, but you can't get away from the simple tactile joy you derive from placing the chunky chess pieces. Everything in this game screams quality, from the game design itself to the product design, and it delivers its experience in just 40 minutes. They should get a better writer to write their historical notes, though. You lot at Deep Print know me. Get in touch. got a lot of two-player games at Essen, and this one is delightful. You take the roles of the titular characters and try to make Whitby into a nest of vampires if you're Dracula, or Stake, that Transylvanian bastard, if you're Van Helsing. It is from these asymmetric win conditions that the strategy emerges. What follows is a variant of war. Reveal your cards and whoever has the highest number wins. But the cleverness in the design comes from your options to manipulate those cards so that when you flip them, you are ensured of victory. This is another of those brilliant two-player games that forces you into delightful doublethink as you try and work out what that bastard sat across from you is going to do. It is the zero-sum nature of games like this that make every decision important and every action impactful. This is another game that delivers a brilliant experience in a short time and is so easy to get to the table. Also, I have to say something here about the art in this game. Weberson Santiago is one of the best board game artists out there, and his inimitable style fits perfectly here. There is so much life in every image, and it's deeply evocative of the source material. If you like short and snappy two-player games with bite, then this is for you. Galileo discovered Europa on January the 7th, 1610. January the 7th is Artemis Day, and the day every year that Grand Gamers Guild gives $16.10 off their Artemis games and bundles. This includes the Artemis Project, the Artemis Project Satellite and Commanders expansion, and the standalone sequel, the Artemis Odyssey. Remember that orders over $99 get free US shipping. The Artemis Day sale lasts until Friday, January the 12th at grandgamersguild.com, and I'd like to thank them for sponsoring this video. This is without the most balls-out fun I've had this year, though I didn't have my balls out while playing. I mean, I was in a public space, for God's sake. But wow! This game does exactly what it says on the tin. This is a very intelligently designed game that produces big dumb fun. Thunder Road is one of the new generation of Ameritrash games that isn't bogged down with a myriad of fiddly rules. It's simple to learn and produces the kind of unjust anarchy that a game like this demands. Can you be knocked out of the game in 2 turns? Sure. Does the roll of a die constantly rain down unjust results on your poor head? Absolutely. Is balance joyfully defenestrated? Too bloody right. But these are all things that improve the game, that adds to its vibrant thematic delivery. There are chains of collisions that throw cars across the road. There are die rolls that produce near misses or huge explosions. Thunder Road never fails to be exactly what it means to be, and that is riotous fun. This game has delivered, without doubt, the most whoops per square inch this year. This is not just my game of the year by far, but probably the only one that is a bona fide masterpiece. Originality doesn't always equate with quality, but with the Splotter guys, the correlation works. They just occupy a different space to any other designer in the industry. Their ideas are audacious and wholly original, and yet their games are cohesive, challenging, and a real joy to play. Horseless Carriage is not a light game. The mental real estate it takes up is huge. It's not an easy game either. Make a mistake at the beginning and it can ruin you. These blokes from the Netherlands, though, have a direct line to your endorphin producers and have set the phone to redial. Every play is a profound and surprising 4 hours. From a shockingly simple set of rules, a game emerges that will have you exploring every ripple of your cerebrum trying to find the solution to your particular problem. The arc of this one is perfect too, as you're able to do more and more as the game progresses, but then you have to think about those bastards around the table that are determined to steal your spots. Sometimes you play a game and are blown away by the sheer audacity of its design. This is Horseless Carriage. Well, there we are. I hope you all have a brilliant 2024 and will join me on this journey into the YouTube algorithm. You can sub to the channel if you like and leave a thumb. Also, there's loads of great 5G4D merch at sirmeeple.com, and if you really want to help these videos get made, you can back the Patreon at the link below like all of these wonderful people. Right, I'm off for a wheatgrass smoothie, some meditation, and a conflab with the god of catchphrases.